If you're watching this video, something inside you has already shifted. Maybe you can't explain it yet, but you know life has to be more than what you've been told. Today, I'm sharing the complete roadmap to starting your spiritual journey, including the 5 phases no one talks about and the mistakes that kept me stuck for years. I'm Dr. Herman L. King, and 46 years ago, I was exactly where you might be now, feeling called to something deeper but completely overwhelmed by where to start. Crystal healing, meditation, energy work. The options felt endless and confusing. What I'm sharing today isn't just theory, it's the practical roadmap I wish I'd had, distilled from my own journey and from guiding hundreds of others through theirs. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly where you are in your spiritual awakening and what your next steps should be. But first, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because I share deep dive spiritual content every week that you won't want to miss. Every spiritual journey begins with what I call the wake-up call. This isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's a whisper, not a shout. For me, it started with a repeating number sequence, 1111, everywhere I looked. For you, it might be a sudden questioning of everything you believed, feeling like you're living someone else's life, synchronicities that feel too perfect to be coincidence, an unexplained knowing that reality is more than what we see, physical symptoms like heightened sensitivity to energy or crowds. Here's what's actually happening. Your consciousness is expanding beyond the limited paradigm you were raised in. Think of it like a plant that's outgrown its pot. The discomfort you feel is your soul pushing against boundaries that no longer fit. The mistake I made here, and I see this constantly, was thinking I was going crazy or that something was wrong with me. Nothing is wrong. You're not losing your mind. You're finding your soul. During this phase, your only job is to acknowledge what's happening. Don't try to force understanding yet, just observe. Keep a journal of strange experiences, synchronicities, and inner knowings. This documentation becomes invaluable later. Once you acknowledge the wake-up call, you enter what I call the seeking phase. This is where most people get stuck, sometimes for years. I know I did. You'll feel an insatiable hunger for spiritual knowledge. You might find yourself binge watching spiritual YouTube videos at 2 a.m., buying every crystal in the metaphysical shop, jumping from one healing modality to another, reading 10 spiritual books simultaneously. This seeking is necessary. But here's the trap. Information without integration creates spiritual confusion. I call this spiritual bypassing through consumption. Here's what actually works in this phase. The 3-1-1 rule. For every 3 pieces of spiritual content you consume, practice one technique for at least 1 full week. No exceptions. For example, if you watch 3 videos about chakras, meditation, and energy protection, choose one practice and commit to it for 7 days straight. This builds spiritual discipline, the foundation everything else rests on. I also recommend finding your primary learning style. Mental learners start with books like The Power of Now or The Untethered Soul. Physical learners begin with yoga, qigong, or breathwork. Emotional learners try heart-centered meditation or devotional practices. Energetic learners explore Reiki, crystal work, or sound healing. Don't try to do everything. Depth beats breadth every single time in spiritual development. This is the phase no one warns you about, the void. After all that seeking, you hit a wall. The practices that once excited you feel empty. The synchronicities stop. You might even question if any of this is real. I hit this phase 2 years into my journey. I remember sitting with my meditation cushion, crystals arranged perfectly, incense burning, and feeling absolutely nothing. I thought I'd lost my connection to spirit. I hadn't. I was being prepared for authentic spiritual maturity. The void is not a punishment or regression, it's an initiation. Here's what's really happening. Your ego is dying to make room for your higher self. All those spiritual practices you've been doing, they've been clearing out old programming. The void is the space between who you were and who you're becoming. It's uncomfortable because humans aren't designed to enjoy emptiness. But emptiness is where creation begins. During the void, maintain your practices without expecting results. This builds true faith. Focus on integration, not acquisition. Review your journal from phase 1. Practice radical self-compassion. The void can trigger dark nights of the soul. Trust the process. Every mystic throughout history has experienced this. The void typically lasts 3 to 6 months, though it can be shorter or longer. The key is not to fill it with distractions. Let it empty you. On the other side is authentic spiritual power. When you emerge from the void, and you enter the integration phase. This is where your spiritual journey becomes sustainable and real. Integration looks different than you might expect. You stop needing to talk about spirituality constantly. Your practices become as natural as breathing. You can hold paradox without needing resolution. Spiritual experiences become normal, not special. You find the sacred in ordinary moments. Here's where most people make a critical mistake. They think integration means their journey is ending. It's actually just beginning, but now from a place of embodiment rather than seeking. In this phase, I developed what I call the Trinity practice. Balancing 3 essential elements daily. Stillness practice, 15 minutes minimum. Meditation, contemplation, or sitting in nature. This maintains your connection to source. Movement practice, 20 minutes minimum. Yoga, walking meditation, dance, or qigong. This grounds spiritual energy in your body. Service practice, 1 conscious act daily. Could be as simple as sending loving energy to someone. This circulates spiritual energy through giving. The integration phase is also when your unique spiritual gifts emerge. You might discover you're naturally clairsentient, clear feeling, clairvoyant, clear seeing, clairaudient, clear hearing, claircognizant, clear knowing. Don't force these gifts. They emerge naturally when you're ready. I spent months trying to see auras because I thought that's what spiritual people did, only to discover my gift was clairsentience, feeling energy. Work with your natural abilities, not against them. The final phase I'll discuss today is embodiment. Though truthfully, the journey never really ends, it just deepens infinitely. Embodiment means you are your spiritual practice. You don't do spiritual things, you live as spirit having a human experience. This might sound abstract, so let me make it practical. Before embodiment, I need to meditate to feel peaceful. I should be more loving. I'm working on raising my vibration. After embodiment, peace is your natural state, even in chaos. Love flows through you without effort. You naturally vibrate at your authentic frequency. The key to embodiment is what I call collapse the gap. Eliminating the distance between your spiritual self and daily self. Here's how. Sacred mundane practice. Bring full presence to ordinary tasks. Washing dishes becomes a meditation. Driving becomes a prayer. Work becomes service. Energy. Hygiene. Just like you brush your teeth daily, cleanse your energy field. This might be through morning visualization of white light, evening salt baths, sage or Palo Santo cleansing, boundary setting with toxic people. Living your truth. Stop hiding your spiritual nature. This doesn't mean preaching, it means being authentically you. When you hide your light, you create internal friction that blocks flow. In embodiment, challenges don't disappear, your relationship with them transforms. You see obstacles as initiations, problems as teachers, and triggers as healers. Now let me give you specific practices for wherever you are in your journey. If you're in the wake-up call, start with this simple awareness practice. Set 3 random alarms on your phone daily. When they go off, take 3 conscious breaths and ask, what am I aware of right now? Document what comes up. If you're in the seeking phase, begin the morning pages practice. 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing every morning. This clears mental chatter and reveals authentic guidance. If you're in the void, practice the do nothing meditation. Sit for 20 minutes without trying to meditate. Just sit, no agenda. This teaches you to be with emptiness. If you're in integration, try the energy scan. Throughout your day, pause and scan your body from crown to root. Notice where energy feels stuck or flowing. Breathe into stuck areas without trying to fix them. If you're in embodiment, practice blessing everything. Silently bless everyone and everything you encounter. Your food, the driver who cut you off, the bill you're paying, this transforms your entire energy field. Before we wrap up, let me save you from the mistakes that cost me years. Spiritual materialism. Thinking you need expensive crystals, courses, or tools. Your intention is more powerful than any object. Comparison. Your journey is unique. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Bypassing shadow work. You can't transcend what you haven't integrated. Face your darkness with the same enthusiasm you seek the light. Neglecting the body. Spirituality isn't about escaping physical reality. Your body is the temple where transformation happens. Waiting for perfect conditions. Start where you are with what you have. Perfection is ego in disguise. Your spiritual journey isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been beneath the conditioning. Every phase I've shared today is sacred, even the uncomfortable ones. Remember, you're not behind. You're not doing it wrong. You're exactly where you need to be for your unique evolution. If this video resonated with you, please like it and share it with someone who's beginning their journey. You might be the synchronicity they've been waiting for. In the comments, let me know which phase you recognize yourself in. This community is incredible at supporting each other, and your share might be exactly what someone needs to hear today. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for next week's video, where I'll be diving deep into recognizing and developing your specific spiritual gifts. Until then, remember, your awakening isn't just changing you, it's contributing to the awakening of collective consciousness. Your journey matters more than you know. Walk gently with yourself. The path is unfolding perfectly.